What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, this is my home, a 1973 Chevy step van. I am a static van lifer, but today we're going to answer a few questions. What I wanted to do first is tell you guys a little bit of something about me. I have a lot of new subscribers to a recent video that kind of took off. I am 59 years old. I live in a 1973 Chevy step van. It has a 454 V8 and it's a 1973 model. So it is a gas hog. Runs pretty solid though. There's a log cabin you can see right here that's on the property where I park at. I started living van life actually in 2018. Was part-time on the weekends when I first got my van, and I wanted to do van life because end of 2017, beginning of 2018, my heart went bad. Only 25% of my heart worked. I couldn't afford to stay in my apartment. I was working full-time, but I wasn't able to work anymore. And they wanted me to go on disability, which there's a year wait when you're on disability. And so I knew I couldn't stay in my apartment. And I knew that I would be able to afford to live in a van. Had enough money saved up once my disability started in 2018. Started living the van life. Oh, I bought the van and started living in it on the weekends to build it out the way I want. 2019, July 1st, I moved into my van full time and been full-time ever since. I am a static van lifer right now. I mean, I can drive my van. I go to meetups when they're here close, but I try not to drive it a lot because it is a gas hog. It is a very big V8 in it. So today we are going to the cardiologist. Hey, I'm on my way to the cardiologist just to get a checkup on my heart condition. I do have a pacemaker, so we're doing a little checkup. So we'll talk in just a bit. Okay, done at the cardiologist. Everything went well. We're going to do another scheduled checkup just to make sure my heart is on the right path, you know, still going forward. Waiting on my ride from Ready Ride. I ride with them into the cardiology and my doctor's appointments because there's really no place for my van to park here because I drive a bread truck. And so this parking's quite small areas here. So I will see you guys back at the van and then we will get on with these questions. Right, my friend Debbie F. asked, what has been my favorite job? I will have to say my favorite job I've ever done in my entire life is being a caregiver. Last 20 years of my working life before I had to stop working was caregiving, and it was my favorite job. Rewarding emotionally, and hard work, very hard work, but very rewarding, being there for people who need you. Bonnie and Clyde ask, do you ever travel in your van? I do not travel out of state. I drive it here and there. I go to meetups when they're here in Oregon. But I don't go out of state. I stay local because my grandkids are here. And issues with my pacemaker where I'm being tested are here. Sarah Pearson asks, have you ever been married and do you have children? Yes, I was married 7 years. I have a daughter. She's doing great. She has two babies, my grandbabies. And I love them dearly. Annie's Random Moments asked me if I had one wish, what would it be? To be honest, the one thing I wish is I wasn't a worrier. I interrupt my life by worrying. And I know this, and I'm trying to retrain my brain not to worry. I've been reading different books and stuff, but worry, the one thing I wish is that I wouldn't worry all the time about what ifs. What ifs really drive me crazy. It really interrupts my life, and I am trying to change it. Mark Wolf asked, do I have, what kind of amenities I have where I park at? There's a laundry room I can use. They have a shower I can use, but I usually prefer to shower at my van. I also have an outdoor shower on the back deck of my van when I need to. I'll use that in the summer. So yeah, there's a few amenities here. I can plug in here, and I have Starlink here. Mark Wolf also asked, where's my favorite places to go and to go out and eat or shop? So my favorite place to go eat is Mexican food. Pretty much any Mexican place. I love Mexican food. That's my favorite. El Patron was my favorite, but I don't believe they're in business anymore here in the town that's close to me. But really, I like any Mexican food. And my favorite place to shop for groceries I go to Wally World or Winco because it's cheaper, but I do like to shop at Safeway for certain items. Mark Wolf also asked, is there any other van lifers living on this property? There is 2 people that have RVs. The cabin at the back, they rent a spot from them, and then also there's an RVer that's parked up front of where I park at that rents from my landlord. One more question from Mark Wolf. Do I schedule live streams? I do not schedule them anymore. I used to, but I try to give you guys a good warning, you know, a heads up. I'll share out the thumbnail for it when I'm going to have a live stream. Cheers. I love coffee. America Bound asked me one thing in my life that I would change if I could. And that's going to revert back to if I could have anything I wished for, what would it be? And that would be not to worry. That is, to me, one of my biggest problems. I worry a lot about everything. So it's like when I went to the cardiologist yesterday, I was worried before I got there. And then he says, we just want to do another stress test on you to make sure your heart's going in the right direction. And I'll worry about that till the test comes up. I am a worrywart, and that's the one thing I wish I could change. And I'm trying to do it. Thank you, Patrick, for your question. She asked where I got my hat, and I believe she's referring to the white one that's like this one. I got it off Amazon. I only get one at a time. I just haven't found a place where I could order them that I can afford. As soon as I get some that I can afford, Lily, I will send you one. I'm trying to figure that out now, but thank you for asking. Tennessee Tactical asked me if I would do an interview. Yes, I will, buddy. Just get a hold of me and let me know when. JMS60 asked me, what would I tell a newcomer to van life what to look out for? Well, JMS60, I say, you know, be aware of your surroundings. If you're stealth parking in town, be respectful. Don't be out and about when you're parking somewhere for the night. Don't be cooking outside. If you're parking on BLM, be respectful of the land. Don't litter. Leave it as you found it, if not better. That's the kind of stuff I tell you to look out for. New to van life, be sure and live out of your van, not in your van. I just did a video kind of about this and loneliness. Be out of your van. Don't stay in your van all the time. And just be respectful where you park. Don't make it bad for others, would be my best advice for that. And as far as starting out in a van, live in it before you build it out. Spend a few weekends or a few weeks sleeping in the back on a cot till you figure out where you want everything, and that's how to do it. My buddy Phil asked me, was I always a cutie patootie? Well, I don't know about cutie patootie. I clean up okay, though. I used to go out dancing a lot, so I clean up okay if I do the makeup and stuff. But I really don't go out anymore, so I don't do that. I dress for van life because I don't work, and I'm retired, so usually I'm tinkering with stuff in the van or doing something outside or whatever. But thanks for the compliment, Phil. And as far as people loving me, I've always had good friends, and I have wonderful friends here on YouTube, and I love all you guys. Phil also asked, for Thanksgiving, what kind of pie? I'm a berry pie all the way. Give me blueberry or blackberry pie. Oh, that's the stuff. I even like cherry pie. Not a big apple pie fan, though. Thanks for the question. Another question, Honey Jack or Jim Beam Black Cherry Red Stag? I never had the Jim Beam Black Cherry. I've never had that. I'll have to try it. But I'm a honey whiskey fan. My favorite honey whiskey, though, is Wild Turkey American Honey is the best one ever. And Sarah Goley asked, how are the grandbabies? They're doing great. I really don't tell their ages because they keep that kind of private. That's a private part of life, and they're the grandbabies. And I don't really share a whole lot on YouTube about them. Sometimes I video them, but I really don't share too much, just for safety reasons. I also asked, what brand is the cat hammock? It really didn't have a brand. I just looked for cat hammock on Amazon is how I found it. And I put it on my wish list. But that's how I found it. Just look up cat hammock on Amazon. Sarah also asked, is photography a A hobby. Well, you know, I'm constantly videoing because I'm a vlogger. I video everything I do. And yes, I try to get better at it. So it's a hobby. Missed a question on here from Sarah. She asked how I got so awesome. I don't know that I'm awesome. I just really enjoy communicating with you guys. But thank you for such kind words, my friend. These random moments ask, what do I like to do in my free time? Well, let's talk about it. Well, Annie, one thing I love to do is ride my e-bike. I love to take rides out here in the country on it, and it's good exercise. I also like to go to the YMCA, but I go mostly there in the winter when getting outside here is not as comfortable. You know, when it gets cold, I like to go to the Y, and I swim a lot. I also like going to movies. I go once in a while with friends to the movies, or I'll sit and play a game of Yahtzee with my friend April that she actually lives in the cabin here. So yeah, I do a lot of things like that, but I'm usually always filming, you know, getting videos done and filming for videos. Emblem Rocketeer asked if I could give my 30-year-old self advice, what would it be? Well, it would be move into a van earlier and learn not to worry. Thanks for the question. All right, guys, we're getting near the end of the video. 2 more questions. Next to the last here, we've got Our Misadventures YouTube channel. She asked, would I ever consider living in sticks and bricks again? You know, it would depend. If I could own it, probably. At this point in life, no. But I really want to own just a small piece of property where I could park my van, or even if it had like a tiny home on it. Love living in my van, but I don't, you know, because I own it. And that's my dream, actually, to have a small piece of property. Some place where I can call my home forever. And then the last question is from my friend Sandra. My friend Sandra from Hawkins Family Adventures asked, what's in your pocket? Now, if you guys don't know my channel that well, when I interview somebody, I always ask them 3 questions. What brings you fear? What brings you joy? And what's in your pocket? Well, she asked me what's in my pocket, and what's in my pocket is my little kitty light, a little red dot light. So that's what was in my pocket, Sandra. You guys, thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much for all the questions. Welcome in all you new subscribers. You guys are all amazing. Thank you so much for being a part of the journey. You guys take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace out.